So going into Forza Horizon 2, there was one thing in this game I was not expecting myself to do that much or even turn into, but you know what? Funnily enough, I kind of turned into a bit of a cruiser head, which was kind of the last thing I thought I would have been doing here in Forza Horizon 2. But I gotta admit, guys, a lot of the roads in this game really just had me locked in. Like, for some odd reason, I was finding myself going, okay, well, I probably should go do some races, but, I kept driving a lot of these same roads. I kept going down the same routes and all that when I should have been doing races. And I was like, nah, maybe it really is the way the roads are designed in this game. Now, before you say it, I'm not saying that every single road in this game or some of the ones I will be mentioning are the best racing roads in any racing game ever. But I also do feel like they will be a really fun experience and something that you can easily get locked into or at least go back to. And you know what's funny though, is I have been thinking about this a little bit. A lot of the roads you might find in these racing games, if you also want to jump into them and really just cruise them instead of always racing, I feel like that really is kind of a big win there. And that's something I noticed about Forza Horizon 2. In the background, I will be showing you guys one of my favorite roads I've found in this game so far. Funny part is, a lot of people will probably agree though, but on the coastal side of it, there is two roads near each other. One is very close to the water, the other one's kind of higher, goes through the hills a little bit more. And my goodness, I was so locked into these roads with the feelings they were giving me. I would pretty much go from one end of the side of the map to the other and then all the way back. I'm not even kidding. And you know what though, that was another part I was thinking about with this. We all do know these roads are also amazing for racing, obviously. I mean, you could go super fast through the roads and all that and feel the scenery that way. But I also feel like in a lot of ways, this road in particular for me was so dang great for cruising. And that's coming from someone who doesn't cruise all that much. I mean, I will admit right now I have been cruising and doing this a lot more in the Forza Horizon games than I have ever in the crew. At least if we don't think about the crew 1 or 2, because I cruised a lot in those games. But I am finding myself kind of searching for roads like this in each Forza game, and Forza Horizon 2 really jumped out at me with this. Like, not only is this coastal road insanely nice and peaceful, you can throw on some music and cruise if you want. You can listen to the absolute banger of a soundtrack Forza Horizon 2 has. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. If I could, I would legit play the soundtrack in the videos. I love the music in this game. It fits it. Kind of brings you back to the era of the game, right? But with that, if you are doing that and cruising, you can easily throw on the soundtrack or even use something like YouTube and just honestly hit the road and you will most likely find yourself on there for hours on end, or maybe that's just what I did, which is kind of wild because I really wasn't expecting myself to do that. It kind of shocked me a bit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really wasn't thinking I'd be cruising that much or wanting to do that, but turns out I really did enjoy that a lot. Now, the other road I found that was super fun, I will show part of the route here right now in the background with, like, the cursor thing. Started, like, by the bottom of that one town, kind of after the coastal road, so you could basically do one of the coastal roads and head right over to this one, which is something that I did. You could follow this, kind of go all the way up to the top part right of the map, all the way around that way. And that was something I was aiming for. Like, I was enjoying the entire coastal cruise, but I was also like, you know what? I kind of need another route that I can do that has mountains or open fields. You also see, like, the beautiful foothills and the mountains in the background, but also a kind of a tighter road where you do see, like, the open fields and the trees, and you see other traffic, and it's like the little things that really hit you in that feeling, you know what I mean? Like, the nostalgic feeling. I feel like this route, for some reason, really hit me with it, which is funny, because as I did mention, I never actually played this game in the past, and somehow I am still getting nostalgia playing it, which is absolutely insane. One thing I also did like is seeing the fields with, like, the flowers in them, how, like, bright and colored they were. Then after that, you see, like, the beautiful mountains in the background. There's a few parts on this cruise where I was almost crashing, guys, okay? I was legit almost crashing because I wasn't looking at the road. I was looking at everything else around me, kind of just moving the camera around, going, wow, look at that. Look at the sun shining in behind the mountains with the clouds over there and just taking in, like, the foothills and the mountains. It's so weird how the games can really make you feel that type of atmosphere. And for me, Forza Horizon 2 really does seem to hit that so much. And as I did mention, I don't tend to cruise in a lot of these games nowadays, but this one, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been cruising more in Forza Horizon 2, I think, more than 3 and 4 combined. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know why. It's just something about the vibe of this map with these roads. I just want to pick a car and do, like, the entire cruise. Hit coastal, head over to this road, check out the mountains in the background, head over seeing the big lakes and all that with the big open view sceneries everywhere, and then the sun shining in, then you end up getting like the rain droplets coming on, which changes the atmosphere. Then it gets dark and you see the coloring in that route. And what's really hilarious about this is right now you guys will see me in the Ferrari GTO, which I did end up finding from a barn find. And I was like, all right, let me wait for the rain to stop. Not even kidding. I did end up driving the Charger and exploring the roads. I wanted to wait for the rain to stop to see how the game would look in the daytime, so I can go explore the other road that was near the other one. Kind of, it's obviously like top middle, I guess you could say, of the map there. You'll see like the big lakes on both sides. See the beautiful like green scenery of the trees and the mountains everywhere. One thing I really did enjoy though is seeing the lakes on both sides, because it immediately brought me back to Colorado. Estes Park has a road that goes through like two gigantic lakes, and there's huge mountains, obviously, because it's, you know, it's Colorado and Estes Park. There's huge mountains everywhere up there, but you also see the lakes and the beautiful scenery. And man, dude, that not only hit me with a memory there, but it made me go, you know what, this is one of my favorite routes. I might have to continue to take this road basically everywhere, because it still hits you with different memories and a different type of feeling that I just wasn't really getting in other games. Not saying they were bad. I'm not saying any of those games are bad, but maybe it's just a part of how Forza Horizon 2 is designed. Maybe it's the way they did end up doing the maps. Almost like they knew a lot of people who wanted to drive around and stuff would probably enjoy a lot of these roads. Maybe that's just the way I'm thinking about it, which also gets me excited for Forza Horizon 6, because we are now in Japan, which we all do know for a fact has a crazy amount of amazing roads, which we do know Forza Horizon 6 will probably have, including the city, the mountain roads, and the different, like, urban areas. It will literally have a piece of everything. One of the other areas I did genuinely enjoy a lot is probably going to make people laugh, but it was the airport area here in Forza Horizon 2. It's, you know, the top part, I guess you could say top part of the map again, because it kind of is. But I would end up taking that one loop around the road you guys saw me on before with the Ferrari. I would then head all the way over to this area, which I think was by St. Martin. You guys will probably see the part of the map thing I'm showing in the background. Of when I was going toward that airport, I pretty much drive into that airport, go around the entire thing, and then come out and go all the way to the, like, the town on the left, which is Cisteron, and then kind of do a loop all the way around back to the coastal area. This might sound kind of dumb. I understand people are like, dude, that route isn't all that great. But the funny part is, it was genuinely really fun. I think I did this entire loop probably 3 or 4 times in a row. I'd go and grab a different car. I would wait for it to rain. I'd then wait for nighttime so I can drive a part of that route there. And people might be like, dude, why do you like driving around an airport? Well, funnily enough, where I live, it's not a huge, like a massive airport like the one you'd see in like Colorado, or like, you know, a big international airport or whatever, but it was still a pretty big one that's nearby to where I live. There's a really cool road that goes kind of along it, and I did enjoy cruising on that on my motorcycle, you know, heading over there with my brother sometimes, just checking out the planes or checking out the airport. And this road kind of brought that memory back to me, and it just made me always drive this route whenever I came over to this area. And that was kind of something I was thinking about. If you are looking to throw on some music and find some of your favorite roads, I bet you some of the other memories from that music, like back in the day if you were playing something like Forza Horizon 2 or these old games, I bet you a lot of memories from other things would also pop in. It kind of just gives you like a special, you know, warm type of feeling, you know what I'm saying? And again, this might honestly sound kind of dumb in a lot of ways to some people, but I gotta admit, guys, Forza Horizon 2 really put me in like a different type of cruising, or, you know, just taking in the entire map and just messing around with it and driving. And that is something I will definitely be doing a lot more in Forza Horizon 6. Kind of just slowing down a bit, really taking in the environment, finding some of my favorite roads, getting back into being a cruiser head because I loved it back in the Crew 1. And this game really was no different than that. Finding some of these routes and like this loop that I have been doing on here, it is so much fun in different cars, different atmospheres with the weather changes and the way the game looks. It's honestly amazing. Do let me know what some of your favorite roads you love to cruise in Forza Horizon 2 were. I feel like a lot of people will probably end up picking that coaster route because it was absolutely amazing. But I also do feel like there's a lot of great other routes in this game as well that you can definitely enjoy. And it would most likely put you in a really great mood that's peaceful, also giving you that funny, great nostalgic feeling that most people have been searching for with these older games. And turns out when you play them, it really does hit you so dang much.